Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's me, Crestine Carson, again here in Pinoys and NZ. And tonight we're very excited about our topic about from renting to owning a property, especially if you're in Auckland, and specifically if you're actually working near South Auckland. What's the development there? And this is a very informative webinar to educate again our kababayans here in Pinoys and NZ. So as you know, Pinoys and NZ, our mission is actually to help our community not just settle but prosper faster here in New Zealand. So this is another webinar to keep our community informed and make those decisions. And of course, as you know, guys, in the last few years, we've been giving a lot of information about buying your own home. And I want to welcome Mel for being here, and I'm gonna just add her on the stage. Very passionate. Well, she's on a meeting right now, but she is here to join us. So we have our guest from GJ Gardner, and just a bit of backstory on why we're doing this. It's because we bought our first home, it was very confusing. It was like we didn't have a guide. And right now, we want more Filipinos to actually own a home here in New Zealand because it's possible. But then you just have to make that decision to say yes to it. So for those who are still renting, rent is going up and up every year. And sometimes because you're the renter, you don't have a choice. And you can't even put your frame on the wall sometimes. So or if you have to move because the owner wants to sell the house. So that's why we want you to own your house. And it's not just about owning the house, actually building wealth while you own the house. So for those who want to buy their first home, and of course, not just that, for those who also want to invest or start the property investing. So what's going on in the South Island? What's the opportunity waiting for us? So I have here Kylie with me to educate us. So I'm just gonna put her on the stage. Hello, Kylie. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Crestine. Thank you for the beautiful welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So if you watch the full webinar, you will know what are the developments, especially in Drury. A lot of people would say, "Oh, South Auckland." Before this was like many years ago, but now you don't know if you don't know the development, then you will be missing out because there's a lot of development. And when we say development, it's all about positioning, building wealth. If you have attended our previous webinars, we always talk about your first home is not just a home for like emotional reason. It should be a tool to build more wealth. So if you buy the first home and build equity, and we talk a lot about this, Kylie, about equity, then
Smart
you
investment,
can,
right?
yes, and then you can use that first home to like build your property portfolio. So Kylie, how are you, and what's actually going on in South Auckland? What are the opportunities out there that we're seeing in the next many years? Or I'm sure it's going on. There's a lot of development now. So what can you say? So can you introduce yourself a little bit, Kylie?
Yeah, thanks, Crestine, for the welcome. It's a real pleasure to be along, supporting the Filipino community. So I'm really happy to be part of this, and it's really exciting to see that you guys are stepping into home ownership and trying to look at building wealth and opportunities out there in the market. With GJ Gardner, with this brand, we've certainly helped lots of Filipino families, and they're just the most beautiful people to work with. And I've just really enjoyed seeing, helping them into their first homes and also investment homes, which is, a really exciting part, as Crestine mentioned. So, if you don't know about Drury right now, it's a huge hotspot. There's so much growth happening. It's planned to be the next big super city of Auckland. So there's just heaps of growth. We've got 3 new train stations that are under construction. And we'll touch on some of like the big names that are coming, but it's absolutely, if you don't know about it, it's something you should know about. A great area to be looking at buying and investing in.
So with GJ Gardner, guys, so just a bit of background with Mel's, who actually was a client, built a home with GJ many years ago, and she had colleagues as well who brought from GJ. Very happy about the service, the home they got in South Auckland. So calling out our nurses in Middlemore Hospital. I'm sure there's also another development, hospital as well. And Kylie will discuss that thoroughly, what's going on out there, and what timeline are we looking at right now? So right now it's 2026 now, right? And there
That's right.
is so we're gonna share your presentation, Kylie, to educate our community. And at the end of this, we want you to just listen, educate yourself. And if you feel it's right for you, then you can book a call to have clarity. Of course, this is one of the biggest decisions in our lives, like buying a house. And we want our kababayans to be really fully educated and confident about what we're doing. And that's why we bring in our guests and trusted partners here in our community, so that they will be in good hands. So we're just gonna share your presentation here. So yes.
Thanks, Crestine. Yeah. So as Crestine touched on just a little bit about GJ Gardner. So we are one of New Zealand's largest group home builders. So hopefully you've heard our name around, and hopefully with all good things. Here, we actually just the other day laid our 25,000 slab in New Zealand. So huge milestone for us, helping 25,000 people in New Zealand into homes. So I guess the big thing about our branding and our company is that we're a trusted builder. We have a nationwide franchise. You've got the backing and the security backed by a group home builder. And we are going to be here tomorrow. And I think that's one of the main things for you guys when you are putting down so much money into one of the biggest investments of your life, is that you have trust in someone to hold your hand and walk you through that process. So we'll absolutely be there to do that for you.
Thank you, Kylie, for mentioning that, because I just want to add quickly, because we had heard horrible stories in the community where they choose whoever, like developer, like not really, they did not do the research. And like, I really heard a horrible story where their house was not even, the developer or the builder got bankrupt, and then they were like stuck and did not know what's the next move. Like it was dragging for years actually. And that's why it's so important to choose the right developer. And with the right developer, they also know where to position. They don't just buy one section and build there, because
exactly, we're carefully choosing the right key locations that we know are going to do well, and in the right key areas for all that growth. Absolutely. And all the homes at the moment, they're built above the building code. They're warm, they're dry, they're healthy. We see a lot of people coming to us that are living in quite cold, damp homes, which is really sad to see in New Zealand that is the case. So that's definitely one of the motivators that people want a new build over an existing, is that it is warm and dry. And all of our homes will come with a 10-year master build warranty, and we're just a phone call away. So we want our customers to be happy.
Yes. All right. Do you want to just move to the next slide? I just want to. Okay. Is that you, Grace? Can we move to our next slide? Okay. Just to there you go.
Cool. So this slide here, what this is kind of showcasing is the massive growth areas right now. So Drury, Drury's 37 kilometres to the CBD. So on a good traffic day, you might be hitting 40 minutes to an hour. And then, with traffic, who knows? But it's definitely well positioned to be close to lots of key amenities. So what's happening out there right now is they are literally recreating a city out in Drury. So some of these numbers touched down on the slide. They're estimating 30,000 new homes over the next 30 years, and that's over 100,000 in population growth. So huge numbers. And I think one of the most exciting things this year is that the train station in Drury is going to be opening. So I think whenever you're looking at building or buying, if you are doing that close to train station, public transport, amenities, your investment is going to do well. So, these areas that we're building in, you've got the train station right there in Drury. On the map, you can see a few green circles. So Hanua Views, which is a really popular area for first home buyers. We sell a lot out there, a lot to first home buyers and investors and people that want a standalone home and they want to tick that price point under $1 million. So that's really good. And I can show you through a bit more about that later. Some of the other big numbers, you've got $2.9 billion earmarked for infrastructure from the government. So they are pouring in money to Drury. They've got huge sort of commercial, retail zoning in there. And the really exciting thing, which is brand new shopping centre. So Kiwi Properties, they created the Sylvia Park Supercentre. So they are developing all of the shopping precinct. They've got a new hospital provision, Costco, which is really exciting. And heaps of jobs.
Filipinos love Costco for sure. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is very exciting. So with all of that growth, that you're positioning your investment, next to all of this. So it's bound to be good.
So we've discussed it in a lot of our property seminars because we have annual property seminars. And, before it wasn't like a rumor, like talking about Costco, but right now it is
official.
Really official. Yeah, so this is really good. People might just move because of Costco. Okay, so next one, and 2 new train stations. So I've actually was surprised. I visited Mel's, it's from Pokikohi, and we remembered the old train to Pokikohi, and we were getting stranded. But then the last time I visited her, we took the train from Pokikohi to the city center, and I was amazed, it's a brand new train now. So I'm like, wow, there is this, a lot of development going on. Amazing.
Yeah, lots of money has been poured into it. So very exciting. So this slide here is sort of a showcase of what's happening in Drury and the next plan into 2032. So some pretty exciting pictures and renders they've got there, just sort of showcasing what they are creating over the next 20 to 30 years. So you've got there the brand new town centre in Drury. They're going to have, lots of parks, green spaces, retail, multi-storey apartment buildings. Just heaps of employment opportunity, which I think is really exciting. That, some of the feedback we often get with Drury is that it's quite far from the CBD, or, what's my commute time going to be like? But with the train station and with the fact that there's so much more jobs coming, is going to make these homes, even more exciting.
So it's going to be like the North Shore, where you don't even have to cross the bridge to go to CBD. Now they are building their own cities where it's all convenient. But look at that, guys. If you look at the timeline, and if you've ever visited Drury, you've already seen a lot of development. And now it's 2026. You have your chance this year to actually really take advantage of it, because on Phase 2 is 2027 onward. So if you position yourself now, then it's going to add a lot of value to your property in the next few years. Wow, look at that. Amazing. That's really exciting, eh?
Yeah, very
So,
exciting.
okay, can we go to our next slide here? You go. Oh, this is the big headline.
So there's the big headline, Costco, which, yeah, very exciting. And we've just had another couple of large format retailers come on board as well. So Briscoe's, Rebel Sport, Harvey Norman have all been announced. New World has been announced as well. So, yeah, just all the land you can sort of see there that they're going to be developing. And one of the other massive announcements was the Fisher and Paykel Healthcare Centre. So what they are doing is going to be creating a huge mega campus, over 105 hectare site, which is absolutely crazy. It's going to have the capacity for 18,000 staff. So yeah, it's hard to even imagine how big and what impact that's going to have on the community. But yeah, Fisher and Paykel are all about development, their healthcare products. Students come along, so it's going to be buzzing.
Wow, this is big. This is something really big, isn't it?
Yeah, and then this sort of slide here is just highlighting Hinua Views and what their vision for the development is. So this is where one of our show homes are located. So if I'm catching up with any of you later on, I'd love to book a time to meet you here at one of our show homes in Hinua Views. So this was the area where we sell a lot to first home buyers and investors. People we sometimes see will sort of start out their journey for a new home, and they might start looking out in west, they might look out in north, but we often have them come out and they kind of do the circumference and look at all areas. And we find when they look at all sort of three regions, what they love most about south is that you can get a standalone home. You've got your own backyard. The sections are like around 300 square meters. So a decent enough section to have, kids have a tramp in the backyard, whether it's a veggie garden or, just really making, I think a lot of people we're finding are trying to get away from the terraced housing, and they're just loving that they can get something for under $1 million and it's standalone. Yeah, so that's
really quite important, isn't it? If you actually visit, attend one of the open homes, you will just have a really good feel of these areas, right?
Hinua Views is lovely, and we've got a daycare right there, so there's families that walk their kids to daycare, and then the lovely rural Rama Rama school. Kids, you can literally walk there from the homes and the development as well. So they've got daycare and primary all set up really conveniently, and
to get a brand new house below $1 million in Auckland, guys, with so much potential, a lot of development going on, is because most people would think, oh, is it still possible to buy for that's a 3-bedroom, right? 3-bedroom brand new.
3 and 4, 4 bedrooms, single garage, brand new.
Wow.
And
that's amazing.
I just encourage, come out and have a look, because you would be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Do you still have a lot of sections here, or is quite limited now?
We are opening up new stages all the time. So we're just building in stage 10 right now, and we probably do have about 10 sections right now for sale in Hinua Views, and a few builds underway. So if you're wanting a home sooner, and I can touch on that on the slide coming up, of sort of what we have. Yeah.
Okay.
This one here is Feldspar Crossing. Not many of you may have heard about this development. It is pretty brand new, actually. Title's just underway right now. It's kind of hard to see in the map, but in that top little map up the top, you can see like a highlighted red area. And this development is going to be within about 800 meters to the Drury train station. So you could actually walk from Feldspar to Drury, or they do have a huge park and ride, which has over 300 car parks to leave your vehicle. So this development will be very nice. It's going to be developed by Fulton Hogan. And for some of you up north may know of Milldale. So they developed Milldale, very high quality premium development and larger sections. So for those that were wanting maybe a 400 or 500 square meter section, we're going to have more range of sections and house sizes that we can do in this area. But the sort of master plan you can see there is just showcasing the huge vision for another development right close into Drury's centre. Lots of like green space. They'll have neighbourhood centres. So it's going to be massive, and it hasn't even started yet. So there's going to be thousands of sections that will come on the market in the next few years here.
Wow, so this is really what you call positioning, because this is where
Absolutely.
you can, when there's new subdivisions, usually it's not so expensive yet, and then when it's built, then it's going to be really expensive. And I've seen people who've actually gained equity, or even if they buy now in the next few months and then sell it after a year or so. We've seen people in our community who've made like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in just a few years, just by
100%.
positioning early. Yeah. So that's really good to know. So our community is very lucky that we're talking about this here, because you don't usually get this information unless you tap the right people. So that's amazing. Thank you for that, Kylie. Okay, Feldspar Crossing. I haven't even heard the name, to be honest. Okay.
Cool. So this is just a little snapshot here of some of the exciting things that are coming into Drury East. So it's just sort of highlighting one area here. So Fulton Hogan's site was where Feldspar will be. And then you've got Oyster site, which is another development happening. But on the right-hand side are just some quite cool numbers that I like to see. So in this particular area that they are building in over 3 schools, which is pretty cool. So 2 new primary and 1 secondary. So it's good to see that they're actually developing schools for all the new residents that are coming on board. As I touched on earlier, a new hospital coming. So this is going to be a game changer that's planned for 2030, the new hospital. And again, just all the new retail and just all the new retail space and office space that they're going to have. And just, I think it just showcases here all the growth around this big Drury precinct that's coming. So this is just a nice map to sort of see that.
Wow, hospital. So again, for nurses here. So bus, rail station. My gosh, there's a lot, isn't it? So, and cycleways. Wow, look at that, guys. That's really amazing and exciting. So Mel's, of course, is in the south. She's always very into this side of Auckland. And it is growing. It is really growing fast. So if you are thinking of still buying your first home, or you are an investor, or you own your home already and you want to upgrade, then I guess this is a really good way to position yourself in these areas. Wow, thanks for that. Okay, is that our last slide?
No, one more. I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with too much info. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions. This last slide here is just to sort of showcase what the homes would look like in Hanua Views. So at the moment, our packages are starting from $899, and this example here is a 4-bed, 2-bath, single garage. So they're coming on sections that are sort of 280 to 320 in size, brand new homes. With building with us, you would still have the ability to sort of personalize everything. So you can, choose your colors, choose your finishes. If you want gas cooktop, we can add that in. If you want extra lights, whatever, splashback storage, attic stairs. So all that cool stuff. And why a lot of people like to build. Not only is it new, but it's also something that you like and it's your taste. So the ability to personalize is pretty cool that you can still do that. We sometimes have homes that are already underway, like I mentioned before. So we have a few homes in Hunua Views that are under construction. So if you were wanting something a little bit sooner and didn't want to wait, that's absolutely an option. But pretty much like our process from signing you guys up and, signing off that contract and paying your deposit, it would really be about a 9-month time frame, just to sort of guide you.
That's not too long, isn't it? 9 months, and you are in your new home. And I remembered, your mission with GJ is that your client will recommend you to their friends, and I think you've been keeping up with that because that's what we're doing, from Mel's to her friends. So at this price, you can get a 4-bedroom home. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so we look after you the whole way through. It's a really good experience, and we've got lots of wonderful feedback from happy clients on our reviews and websites. So I encourage you to go read through those. But you'll be definitely looked after the whole way through with GJs.
And then usually it just starts with what we're seeing in the community is that some are too scared to even think about, hey, I can actually own your home. Like, we have people in our community who's been here for 8, 10, 15 years who did not even think of buying because they heard from their other friends or saying, oh, it's not doable. But what I've really seen is that when you are in the right circle, or you get the right information, because I remembered on our last one of our property event, one really thought, oh, I'm planning to buy a house in the next 3 years, and that was the goal. But then as soon as they talked to a mortgage broker and just made a plan, they actually bought a house in 3 months. So
wow.
That is the power of information. Because sometimes your brain will just tell you, oh, you're not ready yet, but you don't really look at the numbers properly. And so there are ways, especially if you have Kiwi Savers for over 3 years now, it's mature, you can use it, then you might be eligible to really buy a house. And of course, last week we had a webinar as well with mortgage broker, and you just have to start somewhere and take that first step. Or you can go to an open home to have that feel. But don't sign anything, of course, without pre-approval yet. But sometimes, just by going to an open home and just having that conversation, that will open that first step. And
absolutely. It's no obligation. Like, people come along just to check out the area, check out the finish of the homes. Definitely encourage you, if you are very early in that journey, just come out and have a look and get in touch, and more than happy to sort of show you around and talk you through the process and what next steps would look like. And like you said, Crestine, if you've got brokers that you're connected to, awesome, because a good broker is absolutely worth their weight in gold. There's so many pathways that I don't think everyone considers, whether it's a border income, or if you have family living with you, and potential rental income from others in the household that you could take into your application. So there's lots of different ways to get started.
And of course, all you have to do, we'll be emailing you the dates of open homes that you can go to. If you're curious, you're excited, at first you don't know what's the plan yet, but then in your mind, hey, I really want to own a house here in New Zealand, and we're telling you guys it's really possible. Just have to make that decision, and then from that decision you make a plan. Because I would say that most Filipinos in New Zealand, we're here to work. Like, we have stable jobs, a lot mostly have stable jobs, and that's why they really have that capacity. They just need to make that decision and get the right information. And again, sometimes a lot of people will just look for houses randomly and trade me, don't really know who is the developer behind it, don't really know if there's a potential in that area. The goal is not just to buy your first home. The goal is actually to position yourself to the right area that will potentially make that first home become an asset, so that after a year, 2 or 3, then you can use your equity. Because a lot of our community don't know how to calculate my equity. And if you own a home for 10 years now, you probably have a lot of equity that you're just, that's just sitting in the bank, not being used. Your money sleeping in the bank. The bank is happy and you're not even using it. So we want our community to actually, we work hard for money. So please make your money work hard for you as well. So 2 things that you can do after watching this webinar is that you can register for open homes. We'll be emailing you the dates. And at the same time, if you're not ready, you can just give Kylie a call just to ask, take the first step. And then I think it's not really overwhelming if you just take one step at a time. Right, Kylie?
Yeah, 100%. Love to have a chat on the phone or come out to the show homes and just see if it would be the right fit for your family and come out for a drive. And
Yes, and of course, to end this, I just want to say information is powerful, but action really creates the results. So please do book a call or email Kylie, or if you want to Kylie to call you, you can just leave us your details. At the same time, if you want to actually attend visit their homes, just have a feel, then you can also do that. Check the dates that we'll be giving you out the dates for the open home. So thank you so much, Kylie, for
You're welcome.
this very informative webinar, especially the development in Drury, guys. So if you're not here live, please do watch the whole webinar. It's a very short one, but very, very valuable. Thank us later, because after you get like 100,000, 200, 300,000 equity, that would be so amazing, right? All right, we have a question here. Yeah, what makes Hanua Views different from other development in South Auckland?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, Hanua Views has a lovely sort of family feel about it. There are a lot of owners in Hanua Views, so you'll find that a lot of people are invested in, the upkeep of their properties. They care about their neighbours. I'm actually on the Hanua Views grapevine on Facebook, and you just really friendly chat about like nice things going on in the community. So I think there's a genuine care for the neighborhood and how, about the neighbors, which is really lovely, because I think over time we've lost that sense of community. So being in a small community like Hanua Views, you have, a nice feel to it.
And you still see a lot of green stuff, it's not like feeling cramped. It's like
100%.
quite spacious.
The rolling green hills in the background, so it's super close to the motorway, like you're on within a minute, but it's got a like rural feel about it still, which is quite rare.
Yeah, so there's a link here, guys, or we're gonna email it to you if you want to actually just book a call or book for an you open home. So please do. So thank you so much, and I hope you find this informative. I'm sure it is very informative, and thank you so much, Kylie.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
everybody.
Thanks so much.